My book, Homie and the Redneck, is available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. You can buy your copy in stores right now. And for more information, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram under @KingRemDog. Have a good day and enjoy the show. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Talk podcast, Nerdy Talk for nerdy fans. I'm your host, Remington Keyes. And today we have special guest in the building, Henry Resilient. How's it going?
I am doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's an honor to have you on the show. I just found out about you actually a couple months ago. I've been watching your videos. Big fan.
Nice, nice, nice. I
Actually,
I, I appreciate it.
I'm actually watching one of your streams right now.
Oh, that's the fall of Triforia.
Oh yeah.
The triplets crashing out. Okay,
And
so
there's a whole bunch of that. I guess the community's been going downhill lately with all this drama.
I would say I wouldn't say the drama per se is bringing the community down, but it's the fact that there is nothing new in the pipeline for Power Rangers coming out.
Yeah.
Nothing new being filmed, no movie, Netflix deal falling apart, the comic book is done. I have no idea what the future holds for Power Rangers in 2025.
Yeah, and it's so sad because the franchise has the potential to be the next MCU, but these people who are running it don't know enough to do with it. Because if you think about it, the Marvel comic books were, at one point was considered for kids too, and then
Hmm.
more mature movies like Blade and X-Men and the original Spider-Man movie came out, and people were taking it seriously at that point. You know, and I think Power Rangers can be there too if we can move away to like maybe more like a 12 to 14 kind of demographic, still be for kids, but still kind of have that maturity in some of the storylines, And
Yeah,
I think they're just
if they
afraid
took
to move there.
if they took the Cobra Kai route, I think that could probably rejuvenate the franchise, but I don't think that's something they want to explore.
And it's crazy because Voltron on Netflix is basically that mature Power Rangers, what everybody wants Power Rangers to get to, and they're kind of still stuck in the '90s with the way they were making their shows.
Yeah. It's unfortunate people get or shows get stuck in what I would consider like a time capsule where they don't want to evolve. And as a result of them not evolving, their core audience probably ages out of it, and then they fail to draw a new audience per se.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you best known for? In
I am. It depends. If you cover Twitch drama, I'm mostly known for covering XQC's lawsuit with his RP girlfriend Adept or RP wife Adept. I'm also cover bigger lawsuits like Ms. Kiff getting sued for defamation, Rich Campbell's grape allegation and his defamation lawsuit against his victim. But in the Power Rangers community, I'm mostly known for covering JDF. If you were here in my earlier days after his passing, I dug real deep into basically his life and what led up to his demise per se, and vindicating his widow Tammy Frank of any wrongdoing. But mostly people call me the hate monger. um, but I'm mostly a truth seeker and fact finder. And I guess I'm mostly known for shedding light on Austin St. John's um, legal issues, him aspiring to make Hitler shirts and then making fun of a gay person. Some of his life decisions that have ultimately ruined the Red Ranger character for a lot of people.
it's funny that you bring up the JDF stuff. He didn't like me at all when he went to
Oh,
conventions in my area. He was not a big fan of mine. So
and why do you think he didn't like you?
uh, I definitely think it had to do with me trying to hit on his daughter and not knowing it was his daughter.
Oh,
So I think that's part of
so
it.
you so you tried to hit on Jenna?
Yes, yeah, I did, and that's my bad. I didn't know it was his daughter. I just saw a pretty girl at a convention. You know,
Okay,
we were
all
both in the
right.
green room. It was kind of, you know,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
That's interesting.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's funny. Austin St. John was more of a fan of mine than Jason David Frank.
Interesting.
I've always had
Interesting.
I've always had good interactions with Austin. Even though a lot of
Okay.
people are kind of against him. I've always had positive
Were
interactions.
you ever you were never ever you were never able to get an interview with Austin St. John though,
No,
were you?
I never tried to. I never had the kind of. I didn't think he was kind of. Well, he could be in my fan base, but I don't think fit with some of the stuff that I try to get out of people. I try to get like almost like you, like get like real questions out there that people aren't asking.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I'll have
Okay.
fans write in for stuff like that. And I don't think I think a lot of these people in that community want to try to like have like save their image and like
Mm-hmm.
won't answer certain questions. And
100%.
I think I would just be against that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
What inspired you to create the channel and start doing your live streams?
Uh, divorce. My divorce inspired me to start a YouTube channel. If you go back to my main channel and look at my earlier content, it was mostly centered around divorce, child support, and family court.
Mhm.
And when Jason David Frank passed, I did a video called Death by Divorce. And it's more common than people think that most men after divorce, you're 9 times more likely to self transition.
Mhm.
So without having all the facts, I jumped to the conclusion that hey, JDF took his life because as a result of the divorce, not knowing that they were actually reconciling and they were spending time with each other and getting back together per se.
What drew you to the Power Rangers? I mean, you kind of answered that, but like, were you a fan of Power Rangers beforehand? I know you haven't really watched a lot of the modern stuff. You were more Mighty Morphin, but like,
Yeah, that is true. I grew up with Mighty Morphin, and that's where I grew up with, and that's where I stopped. And then when JDF passed, it kind of reignited everything, and it kind of just like took me back, and I started going back and watching it. And my daughter watches it with me too sometimes. But Mighty Morphin was there when I was growing up, before I went to school, and now it's crazy that I'm still talking about Power Rangers.
how do you approach talking about certain drama subjects like beforehand? Like, how do you decide what to kind of put in your live streams and like,
Oh, I usually try to go for drama, I guess as people say, with receipts.
mhm,
So, if someone say, "Yo, Austin St. John was making fun of a gay person," right? I don't
mhm,
just come out and say, "Yo, I heard a rumor that Austin St. John was making fun of a gay person." No, what I do is I go for the clip that shows Austin St. John making fun of a gay person. And then boom, there we go. Now we have the clip. So I'm not just like pulling stuff out of my ass. It's mostly, hey, here's the proof. Here's him saying it. Hey, Austin St. John wants to make Hitler shirts. I'm like, oh, he does? Okay, well, where's the clip at? Okay, I found the clip. Okay, wow. Here's the clip. Here's him saying he wants to make Hitler shirts. The PPP fraud stuff when he said he was innocent and he was going to fight it. I'm able to pull up court docs. So when I was able to get the court docs and say, look, this is what he told the fans, but he recently just pled guilty. So he's not even addressed to the fans that he pled guilty. That's how I choose. Anytime I have proof of something, I'll run with it.
what are some challenges, opportunities that you've faced because of doing your show and producing it? Like, what have you encountered? I know you got banned from a convention recently.
Yeah, I recently got banned from Ranger Stop as being deemed a threat to Austin St. John and his crew, so I was told, based off Discord messages that were not even in my server of things I didn't even say. But I would say the challenges is I've come to accept the fact that none of the Power Rangers, current or former, will come on the channel and have an honest conversation. So you have that, I guess, challenge, but I don't think I need an interview from any of them per se. It would be nice, but it's not something I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to walk on eggshells or mince my words in order to make a Power Ranger think favorable of me to come on my channel to do an interview. I would never do that. So you can say that's a challenge. Getting banned at conventions is a challenge. The reputation I have for being a hate monger by some other people, that's a challenge. People call me a bully. for playing their clips of things that they say. The list just goes on and on. If you want to be in this industry and you want to make a name for yourself, you got to have thick skin. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, you will just crumble under pressure.
Who do you find more compelling to talk to, or I mean, talk about on your show? Are there any specific people that you find make a better story, or I don't want
Well,
to say narrative, but kind of,
I would say the most interesting person I ever talked about was probably XQC with the fake divorce. But when it comes to Power Ranger drama, any anyone with a clip, and when I
yeah,
say anyone with a clip or a tweet, it means where I can get the story straight from the horse's mouth, per se. I don't like running. I won't run any hearsay, um, anything like that. I never run that. But if we got a clip or proof, I find it can be compelling. And it doesn't even matter how popular the person is, as long as we have proof, it's going to make for a compelling story. Like even with the Triphoria story, I would have never done it without them going live to
right.
reference their clips and then bring in people who had firsthand knowledge of what was going on with Triphoria.
No, I get it. Um, how do you engage with your audience? I mean, I know you do the super chats and you got the Discord, but like, what's a good way you find that you can engage with your audience?
Oh, I'm always, I would say Discord allows me to 100% always be connected to my core audience, and these are the people who are going to support me no matter what. If um, that is a great way to kind of gauge for let them be a soundboard, of hey, this was a good stream, this was a bad stream, this was a great topic, bad topic. So I use Discord, very accessible. As you see, you shot me a message probably 3 hours ago, and I was like,
Yeah.
you want an interview? I was like, oh, sure, I'll do it because Saturday is like my downtime. But things like that. Treat everyone, I would say treat everyone with respect, okay? Because you never know who your real super fans is, your real supporters are going to be. So when you have that philosophy, you treat everyone nicely until they give you a reason not to. Um, then you would do fine. And I think me just being myself, letting them know like what's actually going on in my life, as opposed to just coming up here saying, "Oh, everything is fine, everything is fine." When my life, as at some points, is in shambles, just being yourself. Don't be a facade, because what happens is if you putting up a facade, you playing a character, eventually your real self will shine through, and that's what happens with some of these Power Rangers, where they're playing a character and they're doing it at conventions, and then you see the real person pops through and they trying to commit wire fraud against the government.
Or scam their audience about a movie that's never going to come out.
Oh, you said that, not me. Karen Ashley's the order. Yeah, where's the money, Karen?
She's another person I've had nothing but positive interactions with, and I like it blew my mind that when all that was going down.
Yeah, so did you know all that stuff I revealed about the order, about some people getting their money back?
I didn't know anything about it. Like I said, I've had nothing but positive interactions from her, but like that's kind of a scummy thing to do. And I'm kind of having my doubts about Legend of the White Dragon too, but that's a whole
Ooh.
nother topic. I
Well,
mean, it's been 2 years since he's died. Where's the movie?
I think it's coming out. I'm pretty sure it's coming out this year, around his birthday.
I hope
So we still
so.
got 2 months left. So there's that.
What's the best kind of feedback you've received from or criticism you received from your fan base?
Giving them confidence. A lot of people has said, "Hey, man, coming on my show has given them confidence to speak up." Some people have started their own YouTube channels. That is probably the biggest compliment. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but sometimes I'll do a stream and I'll delete it.
Yep.
And on those streams, it'll contain people like, "Yo, thank you for inspiring me to speak up, to be myself, to ask questions, to look a little deeper." Those compliments are the best for me, because
Yep.
that means I'm having some type of positive impact out here.
That's awesome. I know you like I see you always talking and during the stream you're always interacting with people and promoting what they're saying. I've had a few comments go through on there on one of your streams. It was just nice that a lot of people when they're live streaming they won't interact with the audience like that. Just kind of, oh, you sent a super chat. Oh, I don't really care,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
know, for one, I appreciate everyone who sends me a super chat. Even if you can't just like the stream, but what I hate to see with other content creators is some of them don't even read their super chats. They
Right.
just say, "Oh, thank you, Robert, for the donation. Appreciate it." And I'm just like, "Wait, what?" They just took their hard-earned money, decided to super give it to you out of the kindness of their heart, and you would do a half-ass acknowledgement. I hate that. I hate when I see other content creators do it. That's why even if you give me $1, I'm like, oh, Robert, thank you for the dollar, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. It's going to help, go a long way, as opposed to there are some channels who won't even acknowledge a super chat unless it's of a certain amount. They say, hey, we only
Wow.
reading super chats $20 and up. And you like, all right, well, that just eliminated the people who just gonna say, "Hey, I got $1 for you," as
Right.
a tip for providing this entertainment. So I take that very seriously, and like I said, I'm appreciative of everyone who donate, and it's not a requirement. And if you can't donate, I always tell people, "Hey, like to stream it. It helps."
What do you think the best part of doing your live stream is? What's the most rewarding for you? Like, what do you get out of this? I mean, other than it being maybe a side job or your main hustle, I don't really know. But like, what's the most rewarding about doing this?
Um, the most rewarding thing is like when people say, "Hey, man, I was having that hard day, and thank you for doing the live stream and cheered me up." There's a couple people who say that, like, "Look, man, I look forward to your live stream. So when you don't stream, I'll be feeling some type of way," and I'm just be like, "Dang, man, I really have a core audience that looks forward to me streaming."
Yeah. Hey, and even with me, I don't agree with everything that's in your stream, but it's
Oh
entertaining to
no.
watch. You know,
Yeah.
I still watch. You're still engaging. It keeps me entertained. It's something to kind of listen to while I'm editing. You know, it's like really like a fun stream to be a part of. And I don't know. I was
Yeah.
gonna throw some shade in the beginning, but you got me hooked.
Go ahead.
You know,
Throw the shade. I mean, look, there's been a lot of people who've come on my platform who threw shade in the beginning, and then after watching live stream after live stream, they become like, oh man, they see the light per se. Their eyes get open. They take off the rose colored glasses per se and see that, hey, look, I'm just putting out facts out here. And once they see that, then they're like fans for life.
I think what got me originally was that Brent stuff. And I can cut this out of the show if
No,
it
don't
gets
cut anything, man. Just keep look. I'll tell you this for all the content creators and for yourself like this. When you do an interview, play it straight through. Don't cut anything. That way, people know that hey, this was a smooth flowing conversation. Nothing was cut. Everything was in there. There's no reshoots with me. There's like, hey, if I said it, then I meant it. I would never come back to you and say, hey, Rob, that part where we talked about this, cut that shit out for me. I would never do that. And I hate people. I wouldn't say I hate people, but I frown upon people who do that, who says, look, I want administrative or editorial rights over the interview that I agreed to do with you. So I would never say
there's
cut
Power
anything
Rangers
out.
who have done that to me before, but we won't get into
See?
that. We can talk.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, nah, look, whatever you say is going to get out there. I don't got time for to be making edits because you're scared of how people will think of you actually telling your honest opinion.
Yeah. Now, what has been your with you being involved in the Power Ranger fandom at the moment? What is has that influenced you doing more Power Ranger content? Like
Uh,
talking about more drama that's going in the community as opposed to other YouTubers.
I think I've said this plenty of times. Like if you look at my content, my most popular content is not Power Rangers. However,
Right.
my core audience, I would say, is Power Rangers. They care about me. They engage with me. They donate. So that's my core audience, I would say. But the Twitch drama just has a bigger audience. So it's I would say it's enticing to say screw Power Rangers and their fans, and I'm gonna just cover Twitch drama because that's where all the views are. That's where all the money is. That's where all the glitz and glamour. That's how you become famous. That's how you can blow up. Whereas, like, since I started covering, my channel blew up with me covering Jason David Frank, I made a promise to my audience that helped me purchase a desktop that said, "Hey, I would never turn my back on you guys." And I think my job is to just be a man of my word.
Uh, yeah, I've noticed the more Power Ranger content I put out, that's where all the kind of views kind of go to. Like my top 10 most popular videos have to do with Power Rangers.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
I just stopped talking about it after Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel was my cutoff, so I can't do it anymore.
yeah. Sometimes with YouTube, you want to kind of talk about what gets you the most views. Where I kind of like, I guess you can say there are people who say I shouldn't cover Power Rangers. They tell me all the time I'm wasting time. You'll never get famous. You're never going to have the views. You should stick to Twitch drama. And sometimes that that does weigh on me, but Power Rangers is, I guess I'm here. I'm here now. And even when I want to walk away, I'll get sucked back in where someone will say, "Hey, look at this clip. Cover the Triforia stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, all right. Well, let me look at this." And then I'll do that.
What's your future with streaming, and what advice would you like to give people who want to start streaming like you do?
Even though I was told I shouldn't stream anymore and I should just make VODs because it's more lucrative, I would say if you enjoy streaming, stream. If you have a audience when you go live, people want to hear what you say, continue to stream. However, um, the advice I would give to someone who's never done live streaming, I would say build a core audience first. Build a core audience, get some VODs out there. And then once you get the VODs out there and you feel like you have a decent amount of audience, I'll tell you this, when I first started streaming, I had about 20 to 30 people in my live streams. And we were just talking about Jason David Frank's passing and his divorce. And then that grew and grew. And then I realized, like, oh, y'all really enjoy me talking about it. And so from there is history. And then I started talking about XQC divorce. And then a larger audience start coming to my channel. I was like, oh, snap, this is where I should be talking about.
Mhm.
And I realized, I guess you have to have a personality to live stream. If
Yeah.
you're going to be dull and monotone and not engaged, you're really not going to have an audience for too much longer. People at the end of the day, they want to be entertained. You need to add value. So if you could find a fine line between entertainment and education, which most people have coined the term edutainment,
Mhm.
I think you could be successful and be consistent. Right now, I'm probably not the most consistent streamer, but I try to stream at least once a week.
Nice. Yeah, I like your stuff. I think I found your channel due to the when you had Jason David Frank's, I think, assistant, or can't
Francis
remember her,
on.
Francis on, and you guys were talking about his wife's ghost video, and that made me go all the way back and find more videos, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's Tammy Frankie is a believer in the supernatural. So yeah, it,
and
I covered it.
yeah. This is the end of our show, so if you want to plug your social media, this is the time to plug it.
Henry Resilient, if you want Power Ranger content, I currently have the best channel in the world for Power Ranger content. You can find me at Henry Resilient on my main channel, but mostly the Power Ranger content has been on Henry Resilient clips on YouTube, on all social media platforms. I am Henry Resilient.
And the links
So,
will be in the description of the video for those who want to find him. Hey, thanks, man, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
all right, cool, man. No problem.